In the dark, starry sky, a bright light suddenly appeared. It was a spaceship, unlike anything seen on Earth. The ship glowed with colors of blue and green, shimmering as it flew closer. Inside the ship, the aliens were excited. They were part of an advanced civilization, known for their amazing technology. They had studied Earth from afar and were eager to meet the humans they had been watching for years. The leader of the alien crew, Zynak, looked at his team with big, curious eyes. "Today we make contact with these Earth beings," he said. "They have strange emotions we do not understand. Their laughter is a mystery. Let's find out what it means." As the spaceship landed softly in a field near a small village, the aliens prepared to step outside. They wore shiny suits that sparkled under the sunlight. The crew had never seen humans up close, and they were both nervous and excited. Zynak reminded them, "Stay calm and observe. Do not show fear." The aliens opened the ship's door, and a ramp extended down to the ground. As they stepped out, the sun warmed their blue skin. They looked around and saw humans playing, laughing, and having fun. Some were playing games while others were having a picnic. The sight was strange and fascinating. "Look at them," said Thera, one of the crew members. "Why are they so happy? What is this laughter?" Zynak scratched his head, trying to make sense of it. "Laughter must mean something important. We should approach them carefully." As the aliens walked closer, the humans noticed the unusual visitors. Children pointed and adults stared in awe. Some laughed, thinking the aliens were part of a performance. The aliens felt a mix of confusion and fear. Their advanced technology had never prepared them for this. "Why are they laughing at us?" Zynak whispered, his voice trembling. "Is this a sign of aggression?" Suddenly, a little girl ran up to the aliens, giggling with joy. She looked up at Zynak and said, "You're funny. Why do you look like that?" Her innocent laughter filled the air, and it made Zynak's heart race. The alien crew stood frozen, unsure of how to respond. Thera turned to Zynak, her eyes wide. "What does this mean? Are they laughing at our appearance? Should we be worried?" Zynak tried to analyze the situation. "It could be a trick. We should be cautious. Let's not show them our fear. We are powerful beings." As more humans gathered around, laughter echoed everywhere. Some humans waved, inviting the aliens to join their games. The aliens were not sure if this was friendly or dangerous. Their training told them to be alert and ready for anything. "Look at them!" Another alien, Kryn, exclaimed. "They seem harmless, but why do they laugh? It feels like they are mocking us." Zynak felt a wave of panic. "They might see us as a threat. We must be careful. We cannot let them know we are afraid. Our reputation is at stake." As the aliens huddled together, the laughter continued to grow louder. Humans began to clap and cheer, thinking the aliens were part of a grand show. The aliens' shiny suits sparkled under the sun, and some children started to imitate their movements, adding to the chaos. The aliens were completely overwhelmed. They had come to Earth expecting to teach humans about the universe, but instead, they felt like the ones being laughed at. Zynak turned to his team and said, "We need to find out what this laughter really means. It is unlike anything we have experienced." At that moment, a group of humans started to dance and sing. The aliens watched, their hearts pounding. They had never seen anything like this before. Zynak knew they had to act fast. They could not leave Earth without understanding the laughter that filled the air. "Let's gather data," Zynak decided. "We need to observe more closely. We must learn the true nature of these beings before making any decisions." The aliens stood at the edge of the field, their eyes wide with wonder and fear, as the humans continued to laugh and play, unaware of the impact their joy was having on the advanced beings from the stars. The sun rose high in the sky as laughter echoed across the field. The aliens stood at a distance, confused by what they were seeing. Zynak and his crew had spent the night inside their spaceship, replaying the events of the previous day. They tried to understand the strange emotions of humans, but the laughter still baffled them. "What does it mean?" Thera asked, her eyes filled with concern. "Why do they laugh when we are near? It feels like a challenge." Zynak shook his head. "I don't know, but we must figure it out. Their laughter might be a sign of danger. We cannot let our guard down." As the crew gathered around their control screen, they analyzed recordings from the day before. They watched the humans smiling and laughing, completely at ease. To the aliens, it was like watching a strange dance they could not join. Zynak noticed a pattern. Every time humans laughed, they seemed to come closer, making the aliens feel increasingly uneasy. "Look here," Kryn said, pointing at the screen. Every time they laugh, they move toward us. It's like they want to confront us. Thera nodded. Yes, we need to prepare ourselves for whatever they might do. Their laughter is a signal, and we must not ignore it. The aliens decided to send a message back to their home planet. They wanted their leaders to know what was happening. Zynak activated the communication system, and a hologram of their commander appeared. Zynak! Report on the situation, the commander said, his tone serious. We have landed on Earth, Zynak replied. The humans are different. They laugh a lot. We think it may be a sign of aggression. They could be planning something against us. The commander looked worried. Be careful. We cannot take any chances. Send data on their laughter. We need to understand it before making any decisions. Zynak nodded. Yes, Commander. We will continue to observe. After ending the communication, the aliens prepared to go back outside. They decided to conduct experiments to gather more information. Zynak felt it was essential to blend in, so he suggested they wear special helmets that could mask their appearance slightly. This way, they could observe humans without drawing too much attention. As they exited the spaceship, they saw a group of children playing nearby. The children were laughing and running around, their joy filling the air. The aliens stood back, watching intently. Thera noticed how the children interacted, their laughter coming easily as they played games. What if they are trying to trick us? Kryn whispered nervously. They seem innocent, but what if they have a hidden agenda? Zynak frowned, unsure of how to respond. Let's stay alert. We will observe closely. As the aliens continued to watch, one child tripped and fell. The other kids gathered around, giggling and helping him up. To Zynak and his crew, this act of kindness was puzzling. Why do they laugh when someone falls? Zynak wondered aloud. They must find it amusing, Thera replied, shaking her head. It makes no sense. How can falling be funny? Just then, a group of adults approached. They seemed curious about the aliens and their strange helmets. One woman smiled widely and said, "Hello, we come in peace." She waved, her laughter mixing with the chatter of those around her. The aliens felt a surge of panic. Zynak turned to his crew. "This is it! They are coming for us." Without thinking, Zynak raised his hands and shouted, "We mean no harm!" His voice echoed, and the humans paused, surprised. They looked at each other, their laughter fading. The woman responded, "We're not here to hurt you. We're just happy to see you. Join us." Zynak's heart raced. The misunderstanding was growing. The aliens had come to learn about laughter, but now they felt it was a weapon turned against them. How could something so joyful feel so threatening? As the humans continued to smile, Zynak realized they were not hostile. Their laughter was not a signal of danger, but rather a celebration of life. However, the fear still gripped him. The aliens could not afford to show weakness. "Let's go back," he said, pulling his crew away. "We need to regroup and rethink our strategy. We cannot let them know we are afraid." As they returned to their ship, the laughter of the humans rang in their ears. The aliens knew they had to figure out the meaning behind that laughter before it led to chaos. Back inside the spaceship, Zynak paced nervously. The laughter of the humans still echoed in his mind, but now it felt more dangerous than before. "They might be planning something," he said, turning to his crew. "We need to be ready for anything." Kryn, still jittery, looked around. What if they find a way to overpower us? They have numbers. We cannot let them get too close. Thera nodded, trying to calm her teammate. But we do not understand them yet. They seem friendly, but what if their laughter is just a way to distract us? Zynak knew they had to act fast. We cannot take chances. We must prepare for battle. Set up defenses around the ship and make sure our weapons are ready. The crew quickly moved to their tasks. They activated the ship's defense systems, which shimmered with energy. Zynak watched, determined to protect his team. Make sure we are ready to leave at a moment's notice. We need a plan to escape if things go wrong. As they worked, Zynak's mind raced with thoughts of the humans. Why did they laugh? Were they hiding their true feelings? The aliens had faced many dangers in their travels, but this was different. They had never encountered a species that used laughter as a weapon. Meanwhile, outside the ship, the humans were curious about the aliens. A group of children approached, still filled with excitement. They giggled and pointed at the spaceship. One little boy, brave and curious, yelled, "Can we come inside?" "We want to see your spaceship!" Zynak saw the children approaching the ship and felt his heart pound. "They are coming closer!" "Prepare for battle!" he shouted, his voice echoing in the cramped spaceship. Kryn grabbed a weapon, his hands shaking. What if they attack? We have to defend ourselves. Zenak tried to stay calm. We will not fire unless we have to. We need to observe and learn. If they truly mean no harm, we can find a way to communicate. Outside, the children waited eagerly. They had never seen anything like the aliens before. Their laughter filled the air as they waved, trying to get the aliens' attention. Please. We just want to be friends, the little girl called out. Zenak hesitated. What if this is a trap? He wondered aloud. What if they are trying to lure us out? Kryn shook his head. We cannot risk it. We need to stay strong and protect ourselves. But Thera spoke up. What if they really just want to play? We have seen them act kindly. Maybe we can learn from them without fighting. Zenak considered her words. We need to understand them better. But if we show weakness, they may take advantage of us. As the aliens continued to argue, the humans grew restless. They looked at each other, unsure of what to do next. The laughter faded, replaced by nervous glances. The children, sensing the tension, stepped back but remained curious. Zenak decided they needed a plan. We will send one of us to talk to them. It has to be someone brave and quick. I will go. Kryn's eyes widened. You can't! What if they attack you? I must do this, Zenak insisted. We need to learn what they want. If they truly are a threat, we need to know. He stepped outside the spaceship, his heart racing. The humans watched him closely, their expressions a mix of excitement and fear. I come in peace, Zenak called out, trying to sound confident. Why do you laugh? The children stared wide-eyed. They had never seen an alien up close before. The little girl stepped forward. We laugh because we're happy. We want to be friends with you. Zenak felt a wave of confusion wash over him. But laughter is confusing. It can mean danger. The children giggled again, their innocence shining through. No! Laughter is fun. It means we like you! Zenak was torn. Could laughter truly be a sign of friendship? As the humans laughed and smiled, he realized he had to learn more. But in the back of his mind, the fear of battle still lingered. Could they trust these strange beings? Or was danger lurking beneath their joy? As he stood there, uncertainty clouding his thoughts, Zenak knew the next steps could change everything. Would he choose to embrace this strange laughter or prepare for battle? The fate of both their species hung in the balance. As Zenak stood before the group of children, he felt a mix of curiosity and anxiety. The humans were so small, so full of laughter, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. He took a deep breath, trying to calm himself. Why do you laugh? He repeated, hoping for a clear answer. The children exchanged glances, their giggles bubbling to the surface again. It's just fun! Shouted the little girl from before. We laugh because we're happy. Zenak scratched his head, trying to understand. Happiness was a foreign concept to him, especially when it seemed so close to danger. Just as he was about to ask another question, he heard a loud noise coming from the direction of the spaceship. Zenak! Kryn shouted, his voice filled with panic. We have a problem! Zenak turned quickly, his heart racing. A group of adults had gathered, and they were not smiling. Their faces were serious, and they pointed at the spaceship. What are those things? One of them shouted, pointing at Zenak and the crew. The laughter from earlier quickly faded into confusion. The children looked scared, their excitement turning to worry. Mom! Dad! It's okay! They're friendly, the little girl cried. But her words were drowned out by the adults' fearful shouts. They are not friendly, one man yelled. We need to protect ourselves! Suddenly, chaos erupted. Some of the adults began shouting for help while others scrambled to find weapons. Zenak felt a rush of fear. What is happening, he asked himself. Kryn, still inside the ship, watched in horror. They think we are attacking! What do we do, Zenak? He yelled, panic evident in his voice. Zenak knew he had to act fast. We need to calm them down! We come in peace! He shouted, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. But the humans didn't seem to hear him. Instead, they moved closer, forming a line to protect their children. Zenak could see their eyes filled with fear, and he felt a knot tighten in his stomach. We are not here to hurt you! He called out again, but his voice was lost in the uproar. The little girl stood bravely in front of her parents. Stop! They are nice, she cried, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. The adults were too scared and too confused. A loud bang echoed through the air, and Zenak spun around to see Kryn accidentally firing a warning shot from their ship's weapons. The bright flash of light startled everyone. Humans screamed and scattered in all directions. No! No! Stop! Zenak shouted, his heart racing. We didn't mean to. But the damage was done. The adults reacted instinctively and chaos ensued. They began to shout and run in different directions, trying to escape the aliens and protect their families. Zynak felt a wave of guilt wash over him. They had come to learn about laughter, but now they were creating fear. "We need to leave!" Kryn yelled from the ship. "They will fight us!" "No!" Zynak shouted back, determination filling his voice. "We need to fix this. We need to show them we are not a threat." As the humans scattered, Zynak rushed toward the little girl. "We are sorry. We want to be friends," he pleaded, hoping his words would reach her. The girl's eyes widened in fear, but she stood her ground. "You scared them," she said, tears welling up in her eyes. "Why did you do that?" Zynak felt a deep sadness. "We didn't mean to. Please tell them we are not here to hurt anyone." The little girl nodded slowly, looking back at her parents, who were still confused and scared. "I will try," she said bravely. Zynak turned back to the crowd of adults. "Please, we only want to learn. We want to understand." He waved his arms, trying to show he was friendly, but the humans remained on edge. Just then, a loud siren sounded in the distance. Zynak's heart sank. "What is that noise?" he wondered. The humans panicked further. "The authorities are coming! We need to protect ourselves!" One man shouted, and they began to move away from the ship. Zynak knew this was the worst possible outcome. He had wanted to learn about laughter, but now he was trapped in a nightmare of chaos and confusion. As the adults fled, taking their children with them, Zynak realized the laughter he had heard before was a distant memory. He turned to Kryn, who looked equally distressed. "What do we do now?" Kryn asked, his voice shaking. "We must find a way to explain ourselves before it's too late," Zynak replied, determined. "We cannot let fear rule our actions." The chaos around them felt overwhelming, but Zynak knew they had to act quickly if they wanted to change the outcome. He could still hear the echoes of laughter in his mind, and he was determined to bring it back. The chaos had settled, but the tension hung thick in the air. Zynak stood near the spaceship, his heart pounding. He watched as the humans fled in different directions, fear etched on their faces. His mind raced with thoughts of how to fix the situation. He had come to learn about laughter, but now it felt like all hope was lost. Kryn emerged from the ship, his eyes wide with worry. "What do we do now, Zynak? They think we are dangerous." Zynak took a deep breath, trying to calm himself. "We have to find a way to communicate. We cannot let fear take control. We need to show them that we are friends." Kryn nodded, but uncertainty clouded his face. "But how? They won't listen to us now." Just then, the little girl from before appeared again. She approached slowly, glancing nervously at her parents, who were still trying to get everyone to safety. "I want to help," she said, her voice small but steady. "I can tell them you're not bad." Zynak felt a flicker of hope. "Yes, that's a great idea. Please tell them we come in peace." The girl hesitated, but then nodded. "Okay, I will try." She ran back toward the crowd, her small frame disappearing among the adults. Kryn looked at Zynak, hope shining in his eyes. "If she can convince them, maybe we can fix this." As the little girl reached her parents, Zynak watched with bated breath. She spoke quickly, her words a flurry of excitement and fear. "They are nice. They just wanted to know why we laugh. They didn't mean to scare anyone." The adults listened, their expressions a mix of confusion and doubt. "How do you know?" one man asked, his voice trembling. "They could be lying." The little girl shook her head. "No, they were friendly. They want to be our friends." Zynak could see the adults glancing at each other, still uncertain but starting to listen. "We have to show them," he said to Kryn. "We need to show our true selves." "Okay," Kryn replied, still anxious. "But how?" Zynak thought for a moment. "We need to demonstrate our peaceful intentions. Let's use our ship's lights and sounds to show we mean no harm. It might help them understand." Kryn nodded. "That could work. Let's do it." They hurried back to the spaceship and activated the lights. Bright colors filled the air, illuminating the area with vibrant hues. Zynak pressed a button, and the ship began to play a soft, melodic sound that echoed gently through the clearing. As the colorful lights danced, the humans turned to watch, their fear slowly melting away. Zynak noticed the little girl standing in front, her eyes wide with wonder. "See?" she shouted to her parents. "They're not scary!" One of the adults took a cautious step forward. "What are they doing?" he asked, still unsure. "They're showing us they are friendly." the little girl replied, excitement bubbling in her voice. Zynak took a deep breath, feeling a surge of hope. "This is our way of greeting you," he called out, hoping they could hear him over the music and lights. "We come in peace. We want to understand your laughter." Slowly, the crowd began to relax. The adults exchanged glances, their expressions softening. Some even smiled at the colorful display. Zynak felt the tension easing, but he knew they had to go further. Kryn joined Zynak, his voice steady. "We want to learn why you laugh. Laughter is a mystery to us, and we think it is important. Can you show us how?" The crowd began to murmur, their fear giving way to curiosity. "Maybe they just want to learn," one woman said. "Yes," the little girl shouted. "They want to be our friends." Zynak stepped forward again. "Please let us share with each other. We can learn about laughter and you can learn about us." The adults hesitated, still unsure. But one brave man finally stepped forward. "Okay, let's give them a chance," he said. "We should show them our laughter." The crowd nodded, and Zynak felt a wave of relief. "Yes, thank you," he exclaimed. As the humans began to gather around, Zynak felt a sense of unity building. Laughter erupted among the humans, and he watched in awe. They shared jokes and funny stories, their laughter ringing out like music. Zynak and Kryn smiled at each other, the joy of the moment filling them. They had found common ground, a bridge between their worlds. As laughter filled the air, Zynak realized that they had taken the first step toward friendship. Together, they would explore the mystery of laughter and learn from one another, creating a bond that could change everything.